Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Boss, what you doing?
Oh, well, I'm working on some potions. Maybe one that'll make me handsome like one of them romance novel cover models.
Oh, boss, you're plenty handsome as is. You don't need a potion for that.
Aw, Chip, that's like the nicest thing you've ever said to me. But wait, if that's the case, then what do I do with this brew? I don't think I could just dump it into the sink or anything.
Oh, maybe look up a potion disposal business to help you get rid of it.
Aw, silly Chip. Do you really think something like that exists? Oh, hell, it's right here in the Yellow Witch pages. All right, I've been waiting a while to do this one, and I think my time has finally come to review Potionomics! So, something very important to remember about this game, I played it and beat it in its entirety back in December of 2023. Well, technically I beat it a little earlier than that, but that's about the time when the script was done. And wouldn't you know it, it kept getting pushed into the back burner despite taking about a month and a half to beat in its entirety. I had a day job at that time, you know. This is mostly because, Potionomics is a pretty robust game. If you want to get through every nook and cranny, and there's a lot of stipulations in the initial release. So with my free time now, freed, I was getting ready to finally focus production on that review. And wouldn't you know it, Voracious Games comes out with an announcement saying that the game will receive a major update come October 22nd of this year. Oh, well, so what was I supposed to do? Go ahead with the review that I'd written back in 2023? I mean, technically I could, since, I'm like a gamer and, I could always make another one, but it felt more prudent to wait and do it all in one. Because you know what? I really like this game. So you know what I did? That's right, I went back and played the whole thing all over again, start to finish. Let me tell you, it was an experience, and I at least was able to do it a lot faster than I did back when I first played it, because, this is hopefully at some point going to be my day job, so yeah, woo. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. Potionomics is actually a great game. The character designs are top-notch, the writing is amusing and engaging, and the music, the music. It's just out of this world, and the main character's story is intriguing enough to want to know what the heck happens next, and, well, I think my only problem with the original release is that it makes befriending and romancing characters a surprising amount of a hassle.
Boss, maybe you should take it from the top. At least narrative-wise, so people can follow along easier?
Yeah, I should probably do that. Sorry folks, I've got quite a lot of things to say about this game if that wasn't already clear. Okay, so the story centers around the main character named Sylvia. She inherits a potion store from her uncle Oswald, who is presumed to have died under mysterious circumstances. So it's up to Sylvia to earn up enough money to save the store that she now owns. Because she not only gets saddled with the store, she gets saddled with the debt.
Boy, this is kind of like real life, isn't it, boss?
Ugh, don't remind me. At least in this case, Sylvia actually stands a chance in paying it off before she actually gets old and gray. Speaking of which, that's where the main gameplay comes in. You brew potions to sell in your shop for a tidy profit. The game mechanics here are really neat. I like it a lot. So basically, haggling is the name of the game, but you gotta do it in just the right way. Otherwise, you run the risk of frustrating customers to the point where they just leave without buying anything. When it comes to selling your potions to your customers, you gotta watch that patience. That's the part that makes them just up and leave without buying anything. Because every action that you do takes up a certain amount of patience. Your actions are represented by all sorts of skill cards. These cards let you perform all sorts of abilities and actions during your haggling. I just love everything about this part of the game, even though the haggling can sometimes be a challenge. Just like the rest of the game, there's a huge amount of personality and charm in the animations, the UI, just the whole thing. It's just a pleasure to look at. I mean, Sylvia's little icon changes in the corner as her stress percentage rises. All the cards have unique artwork that helps reflect what they do and where the skills originally came from. You unlock more skill cards along the way by befriending a vast array of characters in this world, which is a game mechanic in itself, because, that takes up time. Befriending someone takes up time slots, and whether it's just visiting them or going to talk to them in a little hangout or a little date, it all takes up time slots, so time management here is a must. Either way, the skill cards are essential to improving your haggling. Each one offers distinct abilities that'll help you coax money out of your customers, doing things like letting you draw several cards at one time, or immensely increase interest in a product in one go.
Ah, so you sell potions to get out of debt. Seems simple enough.
Oh, no, my adorable virtual friend. That's only the beginning, because there's no way to earn that kind of gold just by selling potions. I mean, the debt is $1 million after all.
$1 million.
$1 million? Oh, you're right, boss. That is a ton of money. If selling potions isn't enough, what is?
No, yeah, I know. But listen, it's not all bad. There are other things we can do for money. So the other big part of the game is participating in a potion brewing tournament. The owl that was living in your uncle's attic who can happen to talk, yeah, I love this game, suggests that you should enter the tourney because the overall winning is just the right amount to pay off the entire debt. Now keep in mind, it ain't gonna give you $1 million all in one go. It's gonna be in different installments. Each time you beat a portion of the tournament, they give you a little bit more. And eventually it all adds up to $1 million. Each part of the tournament is also thankfully just enough to meet that established amount that is expected in the payment plan set up by the soul-binding debt collector, Helena, who transfers the debt to Sylvia upon her arrival to Rafta from her Uncle Oswald. Rafta being the setting where this all takes place, by the way.
Are you sure this isn't a real-life simulator with fantasy setting dressing?
Look, this hits close to home more than I care to admit, but it's fun. It's fun. It's great. It's entertaining, I promise, I swear. Remind me to make sure that I got my bills covered for the month, will you, Chip? Now, see, here's the thing. The catch is that the further along you progress, the harder those potions are to make. You see, in order to make these potions, you gotta bear in mind that each brew requires a specific set of ingredients. Each ingredient contains a certain element called magimins. This dictates the kind of potion that you get. Alright, so for example, health potions and mana potions require different levels of magimins, so you have to keep that in mind when you're tossing in ingredients into the cauldron. The higher levels of the required magimin, like the colors red, yellow, green, purple, well, the better the quality of the potion, which is what you want to focus on when you create tournament potions specifically, because it can get pretty intense out there. I mean, it's merciless. Oh my god, the fire is adorable, sentient, and it gets annoyed when you stoke it. Oh, I love the little fire. Who's your little fire? Who's a hazard to burning everything down? It's you. Yes, it is. Now, normally you can just buy ingredients from the main ingredient vendor, Quinn. Straightforward, you just pay for what you need. But further along in the game, that's not going to be enough. things get harder, you need more unique ingredients, so you gotta talk with the budding adventurer, Mint, to go out into the dangerous world of Rafta to get you these unique ingredients. This is, of course, over a certain amount of time. You have to wait for her to go out into the world and then come back. In which case, when she does return, she gives you the spoils of war. Oh, and not to mention there's a whole game mechanic within the sending your adventurer out type thing. Oh yeah, there's a whole thing. So you have the option to outfit your adventurer because they can only get so far on their own. You gotta give them health potions, mana potions. You also have to give them like the potions to help with their defense, immunity to poison, ice, fire, lightning, and not to mention also certain potions give them additional stamina to be able to carry more stuff or to be able to see special ingredients a lot more easier. Now, on top of all that, you also get the added option to get ingredients to Batiste, the Hero Guild Master. Basically, he offers you ingredients kind of in the same way Quinn does, but it's a very specific way. Usually gives you 3 ingredients to choose from, and the more of that ingredient, it's more expensive, but also the more of that ingredient you get, the less likely an adventurer is going to encounter out in the wild. So you gotta be careful about what ingredients you get and how many, because you may get instant gratification now, but when you don't have enough money for Batiste and you're hoping that that ingredient is out there in the wild, if you bought a bunch, it might not be out there. So yeah, you get 10 days before every tournament round to whip up specific brews in order to win the tournament as a whole, and earn that money so Sylvia can earn her way out of debt.
Whoa, that was a lot to cover, boss.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, Chip.
Seriously?
Oh, yup. Because the tournament itself is a whole thing. I mean, the game mechanics are the same as regular haggling, except now you're pitting yourself against a competitor. The rival potion brewer is going to reveal their own potion first before Sylvia does. The price tag on the opponent's potion is your goal to beat. That's going to require some expert haggling, because once your potion gets that base price dictated by the judge, you gotta haggle to get it more in order to beat the opponent. The big difference here is that you get a whole lot of patience to work with opposed to a regular customer. Speaking of which, you gotta haggle with celebrity judge and world-renowned potion maker, Robin. You get a whole heap of patience to try to convince him about your potion's value since, you know, he's a judge. All while getting heckled by your opponent, which can actually add on to the stress, which can give you stress cards, which is a detriment to you because the more stress you have, well, the more likely that you'll have more stress cards, and the more stress cards you have will lead to game over. And the game has like the saddest game over screen ever. Oh God, Sylvia, I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. I'll do better.
Get it together, boss. It's just a game.
Hey, you try to keep it together when you're responsible for a cute character losing their home. Now, with all of that said, the biggest challenge isn't, of course, the brewing of the potions. It's not even the participating of the tournament. It's not even the gathering of the ingredients for said potions. Oh, no. The biggest challenge in this entire game is working on the friendships and possible romances that you can get with all of the NPCs. The biggest challenge is time management. Oh, time management, my old friend. How you been? I don't miss you. This has got to be one of the least favorite parts of the game for me, is the time management, because it's got to be so precise. You see, each day gets about 6 slots of time. This represents different aspects of the day, early morning to late night. Each time you go to see a character, participate in an event, or brew some potions, that utilizes one or more slots in the day. When you get to your last slot, you either have to use it up or you just retire for the evening and it starts the next day and you get 6 slots all over again. Now, you see, at first glance, 6 slots seems like a lot in the beginning. I mean, and it is plenty for like the first 2 tournament rounds. But once you get into the weeds and it gets pretty far into the story, 6 just doesn't seem like it's enough. Hell, 9 days doesn't feel like it's enough. Not if you want to brew the things that you need and make all the friends that you want. Oh my goodness, and that's not even going into the romance options. That's absolutely right, my friends. You can smooch anyone, albeit only fully date one person. You can be very good friends with everyone else. But that just means focusing on just that character, in all honesty. It's practically impossible to focus on one love interest and then being super duper good friends with others. There's just not enough time. My only genuine complaint about the game is that. Pre-big update in the Masterworks Edition, it's not being able to have enough time to build on genuine friendships with everybody else. Everyone has so much story and lore and things to find out about them. It kind of just felt unfair. So, I mean, it's just missing out on friendships is one thing. Missing out on like some flavor text and a little bit of info about a character, I mean, that's bad enough. But when you factor in that the fact that these characters, some of them have actual lore that helps unravel the story of the island that this takes place in, and the overall setting, you're genuinely missing out on huge swaths of story, like setting building, story building. Some of these characters are even involved or have witnessed significant events in this setting that you will only find out if you get high enough with their friendship, which you don't have time for if you're romancing a singular person. And that, folks, is where my review would have ended, more or less. That is, if it wasn't for the release of the Masterwork Edition, like I mentioned earlier. And then, I just had to do a review of this one too. And you know what? I decided to take the creative executive decision to do it all in one video instead of two. I wanted to just mash it all in one and see in real time how my feelings range from the original version to this version. Will it affect my overall enjoyment of the game? Will it change my overall score?
But, boss, you don't give out scores.
Shh! Come on, Chip, roll with me here. Oh my god. Oh my god. No. Y'all don't understand. This right here, this is what I wanted out of this game. Beforehand, you just started the game and that was it. You really didn't get a choice about anything. Now you get a chance to choose the level of difficulty. You get to cater your experience with this game. I'm hoping this means I can build up my relationships at my own leisure. We all know my thoughts on classic mode. Give me cozy mode. Give me that cozy. And of course, here is where you choose your love preference. Hey, look, I did my time in my first playthrough. I played through the whole thing and I only smooched a single character. It was Quinn. It's my time now to smooch everybody, baby!
Every ingredient contains one or more color-coded and letter-assigned Magimons.
I knew it! It was Magimons. They just said it. Well, I've got to say, the voice acting is on point for all these characters. It seriously adds to the overall feel of the game. It also lets you focus on the character animations, something I've been dying to do. Also, the voice acting is not just awesome, but it gives another level of enjoyment out of the scenes. Like when Quinn and Sylvia go to get ice cream at the ice cream parlor, you can hear them eating the ice cream. While they're trying to talk and speak in their dialogue. Or the way Batiste has trouble saying certain things because he's never encountered anything like a coupon before. A coupon.
Despite my judicious use of those paper leaflets I got in the mail, coupons, was it?
Well, sure, no. I like sleeping. I eat stuff I shouldn't eat. Sometimes I get visions.
Oh, yeah? You know what they say about curiosity.
That it killed the cat?
What? No! Jeez! What kind of expression is that?
No. I'll take great care to eviscerate you before you get anywhere near that gold.
Wow, so much for making new friends.
Oh, honey, I said we weren't enemies. I never said we were friends.
Would you like something sweet? I have macarons, macaroons, little gummy things, sour little gummy things, some chocolate-covered gelatinous cubes.
In fact, the whole cast chosen for this game has been stellar. Each actor has had prior voice acting experience, and boy does it show!
Wow, Jim. It's as if voice acting can elevate something good into something even greater. I especially love it when it's bad voice acting. That one's a special treasure.
That's right, Chip. Voice acting is a special craft that not everyone can do. It takes a significant amount of experience to really give a performance that's both engaging and enjoyable for someone, only using your voice.
I can't argue with you there. It's an invaluable craft that's been around since the dawn of radio in the early 1900s.
Yeah, go figure. It's as if this actually takes a level of experience to do well. Oh man, off the bat, the immediate thing I like about Cozy Mode, as opposed to Classic, is the fact that traveling now no longer takes up a time slot. The activities you engage still do take up some time, but now going anywhere no longer costs anything, which can add up a lot if you go somewhere and then come back and you're like, shoot, I forgot to go to get something. That's 2 slots lost as is. Now you don't have to worry about that. Oh, that's super helpful when you want to do time management and you're really bad at it.
Well, boss, you either really like this game, or you're crazy.
And I'd like to think it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. Because frankly, I do love this game, and I do recommend playing it again, especially if you've only played it the first time around before the big update. If you do decide to give it another go, I'd strongly recommend Cozy Mode if you're just there to experience everything you missed out on. Especially if your pet peeves were mine, time management. I was now able to work on all of the friendships and romances much more easier this time around, and boy howdy, let me tell you, the experience was way different because of that. I could breathe, I could just enjoy my time and not worry about, am I gonna have this in time? Ooh, am I gonna have to pick and choose who I spend time with? Nah, I had the time now, and time is everything. Oh, that being said, you don't have to worry about trying to get everyone's relationship, romance or otherwise, 100% before the end of the game, because one of the neat things about this is that there's an end game prologue mode called Endless Mode. So after you beat the game, unlike the initial release, you just get to keep playing. I guess the only reason why you would want to work on those sooner rather than later is because you do get discounts and stuff like that, and cards to play with your deck when you're haggling, but it's not necessary. You could just go at your own pace. Oh, also incidentally, the only paid DLC is $5, and it unlocks the character Boss Finn, which is one of the opponents that you go up against in the Grand Tournament. When you get it, he's then accessible after your bout with him on the world map. You can get to him there, and he gives you daily boosts that help you haggle better. He's also romanceable if you feel so inclined.
Alright, that sounds pretty awesome, boss. And that means you're done, right?
Well, not exactly.
Wait, not exactly? You mean there's more?
Well, apparently. You see, I was content with leaving it right there and closing it up. I mean, hell, I was right here in this specific part of the script, and I was in the process of writing the ending. But I figured for kicks, let me just go ahead and launch Endless Mode and see if there's anything different. And well, with everybody, either friendship or romance-wise, you get one more heart, one more rank. Even if you had them at max when you beat the game, you get one more to earn for your friendship and romances. You get a little epilogue cinematic where, everyone reacts to everything after everything is said and done, and it's really neat. It's really lovely. I'm a sucker for things that let you kind of have this little prologue after everything is taken care of. Oh, and not to give too much away, but Owl does get a bit of a makeover after the prologue there. Something to look forward to.
Okay, so that's everything now, right?
Oh, yeah, Chip. I'm pretty sure that is indeed everything that this game has to offer. And that, dear viewers, was POTIONOMICS. All in all, this was a delightful game all around. Usually for me, when I work on a video game for a review, I typically play the game once all the way through and kind of leave it at that. For this game, though, I played it all the way through twice because, well, not just because I thought it deserved a fair shake, but it's I genuinely love this game. It was so much fun. The quality shines through and through here, from brilliant writing to phenomenal music and the vast variety of gameplay mechanics that gives you always something to do. I mean, you get to do everything, but now at your own pace, and now you don't have to worry about having to do everything in a set time limit. Beyond a few graphical and audio glitches, I would consider this game, with the Masterworks update, a must-have if you like a cozy, narrative-driven game about brewing and selling potions. It's nice to have a solid alternative in the fantasy realm that contains witches and potions and magic.
And as of right now, you can get it on Steam for $24.99, with the only DLC being $4.99.
Yeah, that's a hell of a steal if you ask me. Alright, I think I'm finally done gushing about this game. This has been a hell of an endeavor, let me tell you. This took 2 years to make.
Well, yeah. But it was important to you, boss. Once you put your mind to something, it's hard for you to let go. Regardless of how many times I nag you.
Yeah, well, I couldn't do any of this without you, Chip. Thank you. Oh, and almost forgot. Happy holidays, everybody! This is probably going to be the only video coming out this month. This was a beefy one, so, it's going to take me a while to get another one out. So, season's greetings, happy holidays to whatever you celebrate, and as always, remember...
Stay safe and keep on gaming.